steady flow here. Just about ready to get going. Shop number 6. I'm continuing where I left off. With maybe some changes of plans, I don't know. Yes, depending on what you think about that. So instead of finishing that back wall, I'm actually going to work on blocking today, get as much cut as I can, just it's gonna get dark soon, and I want to just do as much outside with the cutting loud noise stuff before I run out of time. So, I think I'm going to do blocking, although I was also considering that I need to do something with the studs in the corner, so I might actually do that first. It's sort of one of those juggling of order things. Could do some blocking, but there's a certain amount that I need to do on that. Let's see. Sweet, this work? Nice, that is so good. Steve Sigan on the social stream and Video Ninja. Amazing work. Okay, so what I need to do is get these, I don't know what to call them. They're studs, but they're not like structural. They're just, well, they kind of are. I don't know what to call them. It doesn't really matter. But these are going to support the cement boards. So that sucks. I need to do a bunch of stuff, really. In addition to putting that there, I need to get some insulation stuffed back there. So let me try to quickly find a scrap, which I have right here, thankfully. So a ton has happened since my last live stream. Every time I take like a little break, it feels like ages. I don't know how long it's actually been, just a few days, but it feels like longer than that. So because it's putting these studs here to support the cement board going this way and that way, they come together, kind of convergence on the corner there, and I need to make sure that that little cavity behind the two is filled with insulation. It might not make that much of a difference, to be honest, but every little bit helps. Oh man, that glass insulation stuff just makes instant dust and nasty stuff in here. So I guess I'll make a little slot for the wire. It should be 0. That was actually just made for that. I didn't cut that specifically for this purpose, but it's pretty nice, good shape for it. Okay, so I made this little slot in the bed. You can see down that far, but that's just to go around the electrical wire that's going through here. Since I can't retroactively put the wire through the stud via a hole, I just made a slot. I'm going to put this pretty much all the way in the corner, maybe just ½ inch out or something. I wasn't kidding. There. I pounded into place, but I'm just gonna put that in position with a few screws. Forgot on. Actually, it turns itself off sometimes. Okay. Rubber mallet. I don't know what kind of light we have in here. I like it dim like this. I guess as long as it looks okay. My phone does a decent job with low light. It should be okay. I've never been a fan of like super bright lighting. Like I don't need it. Like if I'm working on something really minute or intense where I don't want to strain my eyes, that's one thing. But like I can see just fine without that. I might turn it on in a minute when I have to set some screws, but yeah, anyway. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was looking for my rubber mallet. Got drinks for that glass. Fiberglass doesn't get in there. Okay. I like leaving just a tiny gap. I don't know if it's really necessary, but the way these, like if I put tiles on this, that's going to bring this out a little bit more. So leaving a little bit of gap there seems to make some sense to me. Although maybe not. I don't know if it matters. I just want to make sure when I put the cement board on here that it has enough to grab onto. So I'll just leave a tiny gap. Okay. Tell if there's something behind that. Okay. Let's do some measurements, see if I can get it lined up that way a little bit more accurately, if I can find my measure where. Oh, it's on the floor. I need to clean the stuff off the floor. It's kind of ridiculous. I was just throwing stuff down there for me to try and get the project done last stream, but pretty messy. Okay. Not really been out here much since then. That's lined up very well, so as long as it doesn't shift around when I'm fairly screwed in, it should be perfect. I think the board or the wall, both probably, to be honest, have a little bit of curve to them, so it's not sitting completely flat against the wall, but it's not really coming out that much. It's negligible. So now the challenge is getting that set in with a couple screws. I think I'm going to pre-drill them, just give myself a chance of this working. I've been out here, so I didn't charge any of my batteries, so hopefully I have enough charge to do this. Battery seems to last pretty well, though. I've gone through several days of working with it, and it hasn't out. Eventually I have to do a pocket screw kind of situation, which I hate. I hate doing this. Oh, I forgot. This is my masonry drill bit that I was using for the cement boards. So if I didn't just take a little bit of life off of it by doing that, I'd get a regular drill bit. So part of the reason I was away, the main reason I guess, is because I had a friend visiting for Labor Day weekend, so that was fun. It always goes by way too fast, though. The only human interaction is pretty much if people come visit me, so every couple months or so I get a visitor, and that's kind of a big deal. my parents might be coming over in a couple weeks to visit as well. And we don't really care if the screw head actually sinks in, so don't need to countersink these. Alright, we'll try that. So the visit time with my friend was fun and cool and stuff, but it went by too fast, and we did an awesome hike. Super cool. It would have been like a major epic hike, except that there was a ton of wildfire smoke blowing in from who knows where. There's fires all over the place. There's thankfully none like really close to where I am right now, but you know, that changes. Seems like every year there's something, but anyway, it wasn't a, you know, complete killjoy or like showstopper or ruination of the experience. We still had a great time, but the views were pretty much just socked in with smoke. Couldn't really see anything distant, but just the hike itself was fun. Just going out exploring. It was an area I hadn't been yet, so that was cool. Sometimes when my friend comes, I think of the places that I like the best that I've already been to take him to, which I had a couple of those on my list, but this time I decided to go. I've been to the area, but not to the actual hike that we did, so it was all new for me too. Did like, I don't know, 4 volcanoes, 1 hike. Pretty awesome. But I don't live stream when my friends are here or family, whatever, so you don't get to see that one. You'll just have to trust me that it happened. I did get to do 1 Bible reading because we went out somewhere and my friend wanted to do some Pokemon Go thing, and so he did that. I'm not into that game, so I just don't have much to do if he's doing that. I don't mind just sitting there somewhere, but because I always bring my journal to write or whatever, or just go on a walk. But this time I decided, well, since he's doing that for a couple hours, I can do a Bible reading. So I went out to this river, but it was so loud, I was like yelling really loud to try to read the passage, and it just was ridiculous. And I was trying to enunciate really clearly, because in my ears it sounded like there's no way you're going to be able to hear this unless I practically yelling at the top of my lungs. Anyway, I watched the replay and it was ridiculous, stupid. So I took it down, but I might actually work on that one because I have a way to fix that. So you might actually see that replay get posted in a few days. I wrote a bunch of scripts. Like, I don't know how to say that anymore. I guess I vibe coded a bunch of scripts because I'm not writing anything. But I am giving AI like all the prompts. It would not be able to get through the problem without my guidance, because I give it very, very detailed instructions. But yeah, I've written a couple pretty cool scripts. One of them that I took me a long time to figure out was a overdub. I call it overdub. Basically, it takes one audio file and a second audio file, and so you got to input in it. I got an original audio, which is like what I had on my stream, which is terrible, yelling the Bible or whatever, and then I re-record it just anywhere, just at home or something. I reread it in a normal voice where I'm not yelling, for example. Obviously, the pacing is going to be different because I can't, do each word at the same exact moment. No human can. So I wrote a script to cut up the recording, the second recording, the better one, into chunks so that I can stretch each chunk to match the original pacing. And originally I was using AI to cut my script into individual words because I wanted it to match up perfectly, not just whole sentences match, but I wanted each word to be in the same place on the timeline if you look at the waveforms in a video editor. But while that is still ideal, that would be the best. It doesn't work because the AI models that I was using to detect where the words are, they're pretty good. It's good enough for totally good enough for subtitle generation, stuff like that, which is I think mainly what it's for. But it's definitely not good enough for what I wanted. Each word might be shifted a second or two, and then you get squished words, stretched words, so it sounds terrible. Anyway, so I gave up on that finally after realizing that the data it was producing was not accurate. And I just did a manual job, so I found this program called Subtitle Composer for Linux. I'm sure there's other programs, but that one was free and for Linux, which I'm using Linux instead of Windows or Mac. And it's actually not that bad to manually add phrases. So instead of individual words, I'm going by phrase. So each time there's a comma or a period, semicolon, stuff like that, break it into chunks. And I just manually type the captions in, which I really actually enjoyed that because it gives me more time considering each chapter of the Bible. But I'm not going to do this all the time. It's only for once with issues on the live stream where the reading breaks up or whatever. My microphone doesn't work or something. Most of the time the original recording is fine, so I'll upload it that way. Anyway, so that's what the script does. It just breaks. Basically, it takes these subtitle files that are perfectly timed to the edge of each phrase, and it breaks up the second recording into phrases, and then it stretches the phrases and it stretches the gaps between the phrases so that they perfectly match the original tempo and cadence of talking. It's not a 100% perfect alignment. That's pretty stinking close. It's a lot better than the AI was doing. So yeah, got that working, and then I've written a couple more scripts as well. I tend to be able to write one tool essentially in a day just because of AI. Probably would have taken me 2 or 3 months to even get close to something like that if I was writing the code myself, and I don't know that I would even be able to do it. It's just pretty advanced stuff, and I'm not that good at coding, so anyway, that's pretty fun to be able to write entire useful scripts or tools in one day with AI. Sometimes I've written 2 in one day, which is crazy. Hey CAD, welcome from Nigeria, US. Alright, so I'm just trying to move this shelf over here so I can get at the studs here, the wall. Got 2 of these LED track channels. I guess channel is the right word. All the time I was installing it, I couldn't figure out what to call them channels. Got a couple of those left over from the installation. So let's move this so we can access. So basically, like I said earlier, what I'm going to try to get done is as much blocking as I can. So I need I actually don't know what I need to measure first. I need a blocking that's 3 feet down, 36 inches, so about right here. I don't think I need one on the top though, which is nice, but I probably will need one on the bottom. Figure that out actually. I guess I should turn the light on at this point because I can't read the cable that easily. Okay. Yeah, so I'm unfortunately, what I'm probably going to do is block in the whole bottom, actually. That would be easier and more efficient. So I'll make like looks like about 72, 70, so about 8.5 inches on the bottom. That way I only need 2 rows of blocking going across instead of 3 like I did on this wall. So technically it'll be less work, but I don't know if I have enough. Don't know if I have enough OSB for that, but we'll try. See how far we can get. You'll only need to go 5 feet over, which is probably like 3 stud bays or so. So 5 feet is going to land in between 2 studs, so that means I'll have to do some special blocking over there. Possibly, I might even pull out the fiberglass insulation and put a whole new stud over there going vertically, just so that the end of the board isn't just hanging out over dead space. I could do that with OSB also, but I'm not sure. It'd be better to have a actual stud where that falls. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to get as much blocking done as I can. So measure the first spot and start cutting and get as many pieces cut as I can before I can't be outside anymore because it's getting late in the afternoon. Where's my probably back here looking for long rulers. Alright, so let's mark a 3 foot down section. So and put the first block in 36 inches down on center. Two inches on either side, making the blocking 4 inches wide or tall in this case, so that the cement board is for sure going to have spot to land. I'd really mark this down 36 1/4 really. I guess I'll be that. You're supposed to leave a gap at the top. How close did I go over here? Did I actually do a 1/4 inch? Let's check. Let's do that. Do this. Okay. 6 1/4. Yeah, and almost these markings on this particular ruler are almost completely gone. Oops. mark this one in a minute. Oh, it's hot. Hot out here. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to get more. Oh, man. I don't think I'm going to get much more than that done, but I guess I could mark the next. No, I don't need to mark the bottom because it's just 8.5 inches down there. Hopefully I remember that. The reason I'm coughing, I think, most likely because of all that stupid glass insulation in the air. I got it stuck in my throat. Or something. It might not be that, but definitely got something. I hate that stuff though. I'll be happy when I'm done with this project because I don't. Speaking of which, I need to remember to put the back in here. I could do that right now. I'll be happy when I'm done with this part of the project, or just the general whole thing, because I don't like that installation. I don't have a proper respirator mask thing. It's not deadly far, like I'm sure it probably is really bad for you, but it's not like supposedly anyway. It's not as bad as like asbestos. So this is the smaller one that goes on the other side. Such weird construction on this shop, in my opinion. I had to special, extremely long, not long, but wide cuts of insulation because they space the studs very sensibly, in my opinion. I had to like do a crappy tape job to get two sections together to fill this hole. I could have put another stud in there or something, but it's not a big deal. Let's see. I could get a bandana. That would probably be better than nothing, but I'm not going to be doing this for too long. But it's not that big of a deal. This one doesn't have staples. How or why, but a little piece of insulation fell off on that area. So either need to find that piece and get another little chunk to throw. I don't know where it went, so I just get another scrap. Hopefully I can stay motivated and just work on this every day pretty much. Yesterday was an off day where it's kind of weird. I sort of need recovery time after visitors come. I just I'm so antisocial, not on purpose because I want to be, but I just don't have any contacts where I live, and so my brain is overstimulated, so it takes me a while to get back into the pace of things. Hey Kuya, wow, that is the same Kuya from before. I remember that you had double letters. It's been a long time. Hope you're doing good. It seems like... Oh man, yeah, definitely. I'm fat. Absolutely. I'm a big boy. But such is life. That's what happens when you're single and live by yourself and have to cook all your own meals. They aren't always the most healthy options. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Still doing art stuff. Let's just chop this in half because it's bigger than me. You got fat too? Yeah, it happens when you get old. Unless you really take care of yourself, which I don't. So, I do go on hikes, and that kind of keeps me from really ballooning out. Wow, that's a big change. I can't really picture you being chunky at all because you've always been so thin, like super perfect shape. So that would be funny to see. But hey, it happens to us all sometimes. Yeah, I do go on hikes a lot, but that's not really enough to keep up with my lack of health. Oh, you have short hair now. No way. Probably wouldn't even recognize you. Are you still live streaming? Huh. Pretty much everybody's gone from the old days. Like, there's only like maybe 5 or so people that I still see from back in the day. Wow. I'm assuming you're still like a professional artist though? Find something else to do. I don't know why I still do it, to be honest. I guess it's just because I enjoy it. It's like a relaxing hobby. Yeah, I mean, you gotta like let go of the streaming success thing. Like, it's really depressing if you like fight for it, and if you're like trying to fight for a career out of streaming and you don't hit those goals, that's just depressing. But if you just do it for fun, then it can be therapeutic, I guess. Just talking to random people while you work on stuff. I've always enjoyed it anyway. But yeah, I gave up on streaming seriously or getting money out of it. Years and years ago. That's weird. My text-to-speech is saying Kuya538, even though your username doesn't have it. Yeah, honestly, I don't even... yeah, I'll probably eventually stop streaming because it's... Part of it is also not very healthy because you end up wasting time on stuff instead of pursuing actual real-world goals and stuff, but as long as I'm able to balance that, I'll probably still do it. It's mainly because I don't have any friends where I live. I moved to a small town, and that's kind of my only way to have connection with other people is to live stream for now. So I think it's good. Oh man, Picardo. I get nothing on Picardo. I actually stream to 19 platforms, believe it or not. Or 18, something I kind of lost track, but so I'm actually streaming on Picardo right now, but there is never anybody coming on. The stuff I do though is not, doesn't really fit in with the culture there, so not surprised. Oh, oh, hmm. Yeah, I think it's just for people that draw furries, pretty much. That's what I've come to the conclusion. Since I don't do that, people don't know that I exist there. Yeah, I'm pretty much streaming everywhere. What brought you here today? Pleasant, unexpected surprise. Like, you still watch streamers from time to time, or this is just a total random? Yeah, I actually like houses in the East, to be honest, and South America. Like, I've been to South America, I've been to Indonesia. It's mostly bricks, blocks and stuff. That stuff is quality, man. Mostly wood structures here. We also have block or brick stuff, but pretty expensive here to do blocks and bricks. Wood is cheaper, so. But it's awesome. Like in some other countries, the high quality bricks and blocks are actually cheaper. And so you just gotta use what you got wherever you live, you know. Easy? No way, man. You must have been trained, because I don't think it's easy at all. If you have the skill, anything's easy, but if you don't have the skill, like wizardry, I don't know anything about electrical. I agree. It's weak. You just punch through it. It's weird. But it does have, you know, certain attributes. I'm not like a builder, so I'm not like an expert. I'm doing DIY, unofficial, whatever stuff. I'm not a professional or anything. This is actually just my own personal shop that I'm working on. Learn stuff on your own, nice. Cool. I wish I knew electrical. Electrical is like, I don't understand it all because I never studied it. Yeah, building materials here in the West are pretty weird. But I guess it works, so who cares? I'd rather not have to deal with all this stupid insulation. This stuff is nasty. But yeah, it works, I guess, so can't complain. It's not that expensive, so that's what it's about. Let's throw in just another little chunk there at the top. I kind of pulled it down somehow a little bit. Make sure there's no gaps. Super cool, man. That would be awesome. I would love that. My grandpa he wasn't a professional carpenter, but he did a lot of hobby stuff, and I think that's why I was kind of interested in it. But yeah, my family's not into building or anything, so I didn't have that background, but I kind of wish I did, because I kind of enjoy it, and I think it's a good job, you know. It doesn't pay super well, but it's not bad. It's a good honest trade, so to speak. I wouldn't mind doing it professionally if I could redo my life. That's one of the things I would consider, you know, as a possible career. But yeah, I'm too old to figure all that out right now. I don't want to try to reinvent myself at this point, although I kind of have to, but that's another story. Anyway. All right, that's good enough. So now I'm going to cut some blocking. Get it to millimeter accuracy. Oh, great. I just realized I covered up my markings over here, so I have no idea where my 3-foot mark is. Remark it. Yeah, totally. I agree. It's really fun, and you save massive money, too. Like, I don't have money, so I can't afford to pay somebody to do this stuff. It's very expensive here in the US to pay somebody to do any kind of trade work. So it's a really handy skill. The thing I wish I knew more about also was working on cars. That would be awesome. I did some DIY car stuff 2 or 3 years ago with a friend. We just kind of looked up on YouTube and fixed my car that was totally destroyed. So that was cool, but other than that one project that we did, I've never worked on cars significantly. That's a very useful skill, because mechanics here are very expensive, that's for sure. Oh, nice. Very nice. I've thought about trying to paint my own car, just with one of those kind of cheap setups, but I don't really care how my car looks. I'm more of a functional guy, so I actually do a lot of outdoor off-road stuff, so it gets all scratched up anyway. So I try not to worry about how it looks. If I showed you the side of my car, you just see all these scratches, like, because I go through these bushes and don't care if it scratches the side, and it's pretty crazy. I don't know anybody else that's as careless with their car as I am, but to me, it's a tool. It's not a status symbol. It's just something that I use. So I'd rather get good use out of it than worry about how it looks, I guess. All right. Let's see. I have to do a lot of blocking here. I know it's pretty culturally common for people to really take pride in their vehicle, and so I get it, but I'm just not one of those guys. Never been concerned about exes. Let's see. It's like 45.4. Yeah. Cars are annoying. I can never afford like new cars, so I always buy like used cars that have a bunch of problems, and so yeah, whatever. I think though, if I have issues in the future, I'll probably try to fix them myself if I can find good videos on it. Oh, nice. Yeah, that would be cool. I've actually thought of getting a motorcycle in the past, but I think I'm getting too old now, where if I tried to learn now and try to go in traffic or on highways, I'm not sure I'd feel safe. Kind of wish I would have done that when I was younger. Yeah, totally expensive. But cool thing is, like, here in the States, I don't know about where you live, but eBay is really good for like aftermarket car parts and other websites, but save money that way. Yeah, for sure. Plus, where I live, we get like really heavy winters, so there's like, you can have anywhere from 2 feet to 4 feet. I've had snow up to my hip before here, so you can't really get around on a motorcycle. You can't even get around like on a normal car here. You gotta have like a SUV or something pretty heavy, like a big pickup or something. Yeah, but like in the summer, it's awesome here in the summer. Like I do a lot of hiking streams, and if I had a motorcycle, I would be able to drive out a lot farther because some of the roads have these giant ruts and stuff, so I can't really drive there. But if I had a motorcycle, I could get out, some pretty awesome places easier. So it's still something I would like to have someday, maybe, but the older I get, the less probably matters. But anyway, let me see if I can switch cameras. Oh, maybe I can use chat to do that. Probably not, because it's not working. Oh, maybe it can. I can't tell if that worked. Nope. Right, so I have to do it here. That's no big deal. All right, so I'm going to cut some USB blocking. Yeah, I'm running out of time quick. Let's see what scraps I have. I have a pretty good amount of scrap. Keep going for quite a while here. I don't think I'll run out anytime soon. This piece I can use. I don't know if it's wide enough, but it's definitely not going to be wide enough for this particular cut I'm doing, but use that for some of the shorter ones, maybe. And I got some more pieces laying around somewhere. It's not even close. But got a piece. I just was looking at one. Where was that? Right here. Work. I was actually using this piece for the tile cleaning project, but it's not important. Use something else for that. So 45.5, something like that. I'm just gonna freehand this because it's not worth trying to use the rail thing. Forgot. I need to actually I think I will use the rail. Need to cut 4-inch strips. Got my workflow here. Hopefully I didn't just kill the chat by messing with that. Just in case, I'm gonna go check inside because I was refreshing my chat phone. It might have screwed up. Speaking of outdoor vehicles, I got a 4-wheeler out there. Neighbors going out for some fun, I guess. I don't know. I have like dreams of get this or get that, but it's all talk. I'm not gonna money to buy that stuff. Let's see. Make sure this is still working. Good. I did screw it up. Sorry, Kuya, if you're saying stuff and I missed messages. Let me check there. That's annoying. Annoying crap. Oh, what's your setup camera with Streamwise? Yeah, so I'm using this program called Video Ninja. If I don't know if you're just curious or making conversation, but if you actually wanted to look into it, it's called Video Ninja. Okay, now it's working. Why wasn't it working just a second ago? It's weird. I don't know. Whatever. I hate it when it happens. It's so annoying. Let's try this. Now it's working again. I don't know why it didn't work for a few seconds or minutes. Right. Yeah, so it's you can either use a web browser, just go to address in your OBS as a browser overlay, or you can. There's actually a native Android app. If you're on an Android phone, and that works better, in my opinion, than the. Yeah, so this doesn't cost me anything. I'm just using my old phones. It might look like I have a bunch of like fancy cameras set up or something, but it's literally just smartphone. I can have my super old phone there that's still hanging on to life somehow, but yep, very sweet. I don't know what happened to the pencil that I had, but get another one. The thing is, like, I get like nobody coming by my stream anymore, so I don't really know. Sometimes either it's a tech issue where that stupid stuff happens, or just usually there's nobody here anyway. I kind of get used to talking to myself these days. But big deal. Let's see how many strips we can get out of this. That's not bad. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. 5 pieces. Let's cut that approximately 4 inches to be exact. A little bit shorter. Okay, so I think I have noise cancellation on, but just in case this is going to be really loud. Planning to maybe do some scooter vlog stream to share some commutes or a little adventure. Dude, that'd be sick. If you stream, like, where would you stream? Like, which platform? Looks like you're on. I mean, you're on Kick right now, but like, if you did that, where do you think you would do it? I'd love to see that. I mean, I know IRL is not that popular, unfortunately, but it should be. I feel like it should be like the #1 category. I know Americans that go to other countries, like especially Asian countries, do pretty well on Kick, but I don't really like watching their content because they just do act like idiots. Maybe here, cool. I'll have to check before I forget, because I'll say that and then I'll not do anything about it. I want to make sure and subscribe to your channel, and anybody that's watching this later, check out Kuya, KKUUYYA on Kick, but he's also on other platforms. No guarantee he's gonna get back into streaming, but if he does, a very talented artist and lives over in Asia, I believe, Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, Philippines, I think. I don't know. I think Philippines, right? So let me make sure I'm following. I think I am, but yep, I am. Good. All right. Still want to make art streams, but love going around the scooter. Yeah, that'd be sick. It'd be really cool. I like seeing other countries, especially from the perspective of somebody from those countries, because I feel like when Americans do that, it's just act like jerks. A little bit immature, so I'd rather see somebody that's got their brain together doing IRL stuff. Oh man, somebody's cooking up a barbecue up here. Smells good. Mainly nowadays, I'm just saving up. Really want to settle down pretty soon. Nice. Settle down as in get married or just find like a house or something. Yeah, I've kind of given up on settling down in that sense because I was married once a long time ago. It didn't work out and just haven't met anybody since then. So really try not to worry about that too much. All right, this is going to be. Oh, well, getting married, nice. Do you have a girl already, or you just want to start dating and all that stuff? Got over 2 years now. Nice. That's got my vote for happiness in your life. It's easy to find, so happy to know that you found somebody. All right. Let's see. So I need to cut this dimension now. I don't know where my mark is, so I'll just do it over. Man, I better double check. I think it was 45 and a half, but it might have been 44 and a half centimeters. I don't know. Why would she? So that's 45, and I think it's actually a little bit shy of half, but start with that because I like these to wedge in really tight. Get my square. It's not really that important, but let's just do it right. I need to get a speed square. I was at the hardware store a while ago and was thinking, man, I should just get one of these. I'm really short on money right now, so I'm not really buying much stuff that I don't actually need. All right. Stupid pocket screws on this thing, which I hate. Actually, what I should do is cut as many of these as I can, and that I have left, and then I can maybe work on getting them together. I mean, I can, after it's gotten darker a little bit later, I can still work inside. Okay, that's a pretty good fit. If it stays in there, then I'm happy because that means it's like a really nice tight fit. So that's good. Let's do the next one. Now I'm gonna be paranoid that the stupid chat thing isn't gonna work. Seems to be kind of a Kick exclusive issue. I don't know if it's happened on other platforms, but more often than not, seems to be a Kick thing. All right, let's check this one. $36.5, something like that. That's one thing about working on phones is with a laptop or something, I could have like multiple windows open at the same time, but I can't really do that on the phone. So, man, I don't know what I got in my throat. It's messing me up. Okay, 36.55. Yeah, I wish I could hear that music. I was trying to rig up like some kind of fancy server tech, super nerdy stuff to where I could, because my computer inside is running OBS, so I can't actually hear them. Wish I could. Works fine, yeah, sweet. Except that text-to-speech turned itself off for some reason. It's weird. Oh, I guess because I refreshed the page. Yeah, that's my fault. That'll work. Do-de-doo. Annoying thing is I'm also streaming on YouTube, and some of those video game tracks get copyright claimed. I don't mind that. Like, if it was actually the original maker of the game claiming it, that'd be fine. But it's actually people that have done remixes of the classic games, so they don't own the copyright. But they claim my video is super stupid. I hate it. Need like a, what would be sick is if I had like some kind of motion detector thing. I've thought about this in the past. Like every time I walk through the door, it like detects that I'm there and like switches the camera automatically. That would be amazing. I don't think it's probably that hard to do that, or expensive even. I wouldn't have a clue how to do it. Somebody with a little bit of tech knowledge and Raspberry Pi skills could probably figure that out. It's good. I'll just do one more for now. Next walk over. Another 36.55 of that. Same as the last. Yeah, the sick thing about this setup though is that the maker of Video Ninja and Social Stream.Ninja also put in a OBS remote feature, so that's how I'm able to switch the scenes from out here. Pretty sick. I used to have my chat like on a wrist strap, and then I could just like tap on it like that, but it doesn't stay in position. Turns out that our arms are not perfect cylinders. Kuya would probably be able to tell you about that since he's an artist, but yeah, it's like wider up here, smaller up here, so it just like doesn't, stupid wrist strap doesn't stay on, it just slides all over the place. Massively annoying. There we go. And oh shoot, it's a little bit loose. Mess that up. Not quite tight enough to stay by its own friction, but we'll make it work. So now I need blocking on the bottom, which I probably shouldn't have cut all those pieces, but I can use them on the opposite side. Hey, Blaze Autumn, keep it real. It's real. No AI on my channel yet, although I have been writing a lot of AI scripts, so gotta be real about that too, you know. Pretty soon there's gonna just be a bunch of AI streamers, and then we'll all be, well, either I'll be really famous because we still do real actual human streams, or we'll just be replaced. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that. Massive tangent. AI has been on my mind a lot because I read a lot of scripts using AI. And by scripts, I mean Python code. Oh. All right, so I need some 8.5-inch, man, that's a lot. That's gonna use up a lot of my scraps. But I think it will be better if I put blocking all the way across. You don't know jack about AI stuff, really? Yeah. So do you even use it for just like, because for me it's kind of replaced Google searches and stuff like that. I just open up some AI thing to ask questions that I can get quick answers for. Like, do you use it for that at all? Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Let's see, one more scrap back there. Oh, actually, no, I have a ton of scrap. Way more. Nice. I envy you in a sense. I kind of wish, I mean, I'm enjoying using it because I used to be a programmer, didn't even have 15 years ago. People are sick of hearing that, but so the only way I can code, because my brain doesn't work very well in the programming sense, is to use AI. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about it from that perspective, but since you're an artist, it's probably insulting to think of the whole AI art thing. I'm not into the AI art generation thing. I'm more into using it for writing code. I'm not good at writing code anymore. A lot of people out there using it for image and video generation stuff. I don't do any of that really, other than just for fun, like memes. Like I might send friends that don't live near me. Got a good scrap here. This will be useful for a lot of things. Remember which camera I have it on, so I gotta check. Ugh. Got on that one. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I have much respect for actual artists. Technically I'm an artist too, but I'm so out of practice and I was never really that good that more of just a doodler, but I've done a few art streams. Yeah, that's cool. Yep. I mean, there's a couple of things, like as long as a person still enjoys making art, then who cares what AI can do. The other thing is, if you're like a professional, as long as you have clients that still are happy with your work, then who cares what AI is doing these days. All right, so I'm going to cut this one into 3 8.5-inch strips for bottom blocking. Yeah, I go back and forth on it because I like using it for coding, but I kind of wish it didn't exist because it's replacing a lot of people's jobs, including the kind of jobs I used to do. I used to do like data entry kind of stuff, like spreadsheets and, you know, anywhere you have a database or some kind of form that you fill. I'm a really fast typist and I did a lot of that. I mean, that was before I was a programmer and stuff, but pretty much everything I used to do, AI can do now. Yeah, it's honestly quite impressive that that you make a living doing art. Because when I was young, I wanted to be a professional artist because that's what I did all the time. Is I used to draw, but I could never figure out a way to make money doing it. It's hard here in the States. Really, I don't know what it takes to be a professional artist, but I didn't have what it takes, that's for sure. So I gave up on that a long time ago. Yeah. Pretty cool though. Like, I think did you ever meet Elfstar on DLive? He's also on a bunch of other platforms. He's also an artist, quite talented. Anyway, I think he did. I don't know what he does now, and you know, it's not my business because people don't talk about that stuff that much. But I think he did professional art here. Well, so he's pretty talented. I don't know if, what's her face? I almost had her name. Cat. What's her name? Katrina Cat? I don't remember. You know, lady from DLive. I don't know if she did art professionally or she was just really good at it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like most people just want something for an advertisement, so they'll just, go with the cheapest, easiest option. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be better than anybody else. Just gotta find somebody willing to pay you money for it. But still, like, generally speaking, you do have to be pretty good to be able to make money off of it. Right, let's do this. True, but it's an accomplishment to be a professional artist. Is an accomplishment because there's a lot of talented artists that can't figure out how to convert their skills into, jobs. So it's not just about the art skills; it's about selling yourself and being confident and knowing how to talk to, business people and whatever, which I find challenging personally. Yeah, exactly. A lot of artists are, a lot of artists are kind of quiet or introvert, often humble. It's pretty rare to find an artist that's super arrogant, you know what I mean? I know you're humble. You always talk how you're not that big of a deal, but everybody knows differently because your skills are, considerably higher than the average. But what I mean is, since a lot of people struggle with self-image and like confidence and, just talking with people in general, that seems to be a fairly common pattern for artists. So I think that's probably a big reason why artists have a hard time making money, because they don't have confidence in themselves or just whatever, you know what I mean? I know that was always a thing for me. I never liked to make a big deal out of myself and say, yeah, I'm exactly the kind of guy you want for this job, I just don't have that strength. So yeah, it's cool. You're probably more outgoing than I am, for sure. I'm not like afraid of people or anything like that. Like, I enjoy talking with people, but like in a big crowd or something, I tend to just want to disappear because I'm an introvert. So yeah. Yeah, kind of remind me of just like a surfer guy or something. Just look cool, sitting back in your chair, doing your thing. Of course, nowadays, apparently you're getting old and fat and don't have the long hair, so I don't know, man. I don't know what that'd be like. Just kidding, giving me crap. Doesn't matter what people look like. Who cares? All right. One thing. Bet you're not really. Bet you're not really fat though. You're probably exaggerating. Oh man. Just call me Captain Awkward. I always say the wrong things at the wrong time. All right. Let's see if we can do this right. Ooh. You were friends with oh no, now I can't remember anybody's name. This starts with a Z, I think. I can't picture you with the long hair. With the short hair. That's for sure. What was his name from Philippines? Can't remember his name. Obviously, it's really annoying. Guy that did the Pepe Pepe makeup, and I was friends with Kurt. Man, why can't I remember his name all of a sudden? It's super annoying. Anyway, it seems like you were friends with him. Or at least you guys sometimes hung out and talked and stuff. Anyway. Oh, Verpix. Yeah, that's not ZV. Verpix. All of a sudden, my brain started working for half a second. Anyway, I've seen him do a couple live streams here and there. That's true. Yeah, Kurt was friends with everyone. He just disappeared though. I don't know if he probably just realized that, you know, like any wise man, that streaming really has no real future to it. It's just a hobby. Yeah. He still streams occasionally. I think he's kind of switched to Kick. But he's a grown man. Doesn't do the silly stuff so much anymore. You know, he just does stuff with his family, and he usually streams from his business and something like that. He's a cool guy, though. Yeah. I haven't seen Kurt in a million years. Certificate. I haven't seen Kurt in a really long time. I didn't realize he was still streaming. Probably on Twitch or whatever. Once people leave DLive, I don't really know where they end up, and I don't try to track them down so much. If I happen to, you know, intersect with them at some point, I might say hi, but the only person that I've really talked to on Twitch that moved on from DLive is, oh man, I'm not going to be able to remember her name either. But she was a global partner on DLive. She was from Latvia, but she was living in England. But I saw her on there. Oh, that's right. I forgot he was a nurse. Yeah. Probably doesn't have time for something. Yeah, Ramnita. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I ran into her on Twitch once, so I just said hi, but I don't know if she remembered me. She seemed to think that my name was familiar, but we weren't like friends on we weren't really like friends on D Live. I just occasionally dropped by her stream, but she was like, "Your name looks familiar." Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, I lost track of Stagnation a long time ago. Last time I saw him, he was working on that 3D video game with 2D graphics or whatever. Very nice. Alright, that'll work. Oh. Yeah, Diluvian, that's it. It's released, oh nice. Yeah, I think I heard a rumor of that. Somebody was telling me about it, but I'm not really in that crowd, so... Really? Sick. I didn't know that. That's awesome, man. I never really knew if he was, like, doing that, just for fun, or if he was getting, you know, like, trying to launch an actual release, so that's cool that he actually, did well with it. That's sick. Very cool. Glad to hear that. Alright, let me, get my measuring. Dang, man. That's awesome to hear a success story like that. Somebody that's just grinding and doing their thing and they actually succeed at it. 36.435. 3635. Let's get that. Yeah, he's living the dream. Back when I was like in my late teens and 20s and stuff, well, even now really, but back then I always wanted to make a video game, even if it didn't sell, you know. I didn't really care about it as a career, but I always wanted to finish a game. Just never happened. All right, 3635. These days it doesn't take as much to make a game because they have so many tools that make it easier, but I kind of gave up on it. D-Live's art guy. Nice. Oh, I almost had her name. Katrina, what's her name? Yeah, dang it. Anyway, whatever happened to her. Uma. Katrina? Oh, Katrina Uma? I don't know. Something like that. Haven't heard about her in a long time. Hey, I'm getting a snotty nose. Catalina, that's right, yeah. Catalina. Let me mute this for a second. Gotta blow my nose, get all this crap out of my nose. Into crypto? I didn't know she was into crypto. Nice. Oh, she's an art teacher. That's appropriate. Very cool. Yeah, she's super talented. I'm gonna mute this thing. Alright, I'll just leave my wireless mic back here so you don't have to hear me blowing my nose. Just a second, I'll be right back. Honestly, that's what I'd like too. It's just a day job that I can have enough money to live and then still do all my hobbies and creative stuff on the side. I'm trying to start a small business. I don't talk about what it is really, but that's kind of why I'm setting up this shop. I'm hoping to figure something out, make enough money to get by, and then I'll still do the stuff I enjoy outside of work. Oh, that's a dream anyway. We'll see what happens. I have no idea which camera this is on anymore. Okay. No, I can't really talk about it just because of doxing stuff here in the States. It sucks. But, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of a service job. Nice. I don't know. I might eventually like get over that and just do the business on my stream, but I don't think so, just because there's too many idiots out there on the internet, you know. They just try to ruin things, and then you got problems that you don't need. Unnecessary drama in life, stuff like that. So probably once I get the business going, I won't even really have time for streaming anyway. Are internet cafes still common where you live? Like, not everybody has internet. Yeah, passive income would be awesome. I'm not smart enough to figure out a business that has passive income, but man, if you can figure it out, that's the way to go. But for me, it's probably just going to be, gotta work hard. Actually actively have some stupid job, you know. But hopefully this job that I'm trying to set up, I don't think I would hate it because I've done it. Like, it's kind of a family business. My dad did it. Well, he still does it really, but so I think I can be happy doing it. It's totally fine. I just need to figure out the logistics, which I'm not very good at. I'm not going to change the camera this time. Just need to cut a little bit off of this thing. Alright, hopefully that's good. That's about it. I used to be actually more into the music streamers. I don't know why. I think it's because I started out as a piano practicing streamer back in the day. So I tried to find other music streamers, but I was never a musician or anything. Then I also liked the art streamers and IRL streamers. Pretty much I liked anybody that wasn't just playing games, because I'm not really into gaming. I like retro games, so if somebody plays like Nintendo or something like that, I might watch them, but not really into the new stuff. So it's the contacts I made are non-gaming stuff. Most part. something happened. Oh. Did I miss something? I don't know what the deal is with the kick chat thing. Just that's what you're talking about. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, sorry if I missed a bunch of your messages. I don't know why it like goes away and then comes back though. It's really weird. Super weird. I'm seeing them now though. I actually don't have any mods really that would be doing that, so whatever it is some bug in the software, I guess. Forgot I need to cut a piece out for that electrical box there. Nice. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get into 3D printing, but I can't afford to buy that stuff, but I always thought of cool hobby ideas. Oh yeah, I was asking about the internet, so I must have missed your answers on that. Nice. Gotcha. Yeah, for some reason some of those didn't come through. Wasn't I think Verpix was doing something kind of like that, like a, I don't know if it was like a gaming thing where he had some computers set up in his living space or outside or something that people could come by and use them or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that was just a temporary thing he was doing with the neighborhood kids or something. Anyway. Okay, I think this blade is finally dull. Gotcha, yeah. I hope we don't have to go through another stupid pandemic. Right, yeah, same thing kind of happened with streaming too. Like, streaming got a major boost because of the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, it all kind of died. It sucks. It's a good time to be streaming, right? That's how we all got connected and but yeah, it's kind of dead compared to how it was before. Hopefully I have another blade. That one's completely dull. Looks like this one should work. Actually don't know what kind of blade it is, but well, it's not really that hard. It's just that the blade, I guess it was completely dull. I must have, I probably used that blade on something it shouldn't have and killed it. It'll be fine. Watch this. Watch this. It's just the fact that the blade was completely dead. I know what you're saying, though. Normally I would do that, but this is just a small cut. That should do it. There we go. I need one more for the bottom over there, so let me get a measurement for that. Oh man. That username. Let me get rid of that spam message. Which tool? Hearing that username back there on my text-to-speech was funny. Oh yeah, nail gun. That would be awesome. I think my dad has one, but I've never had one. I'm like really obsessed with screws. I know they're a lot more expensive than nails, but I try to use screws on everything because that way you can like take things off if you need to. It's really hard to remove nails without destroying stuff. But yeah, it's so much faster to use a nail gun. Faster and cheaper in the long run. I thought I had... Did I not cut enough of those? Check. No. Thought I cut more of those 8.5 inch pieces, but maybe not. I don't know where they went if I did. I don't know. I guess I need to cut another one. Need one for down there. So let me go cut another slice. Of course, if you're, I don't know what it's like over there, but if you're mostly doing, you know, masonry or blocks and bricks and stuff, then a nail gun probably isn't super necessary, but yeah, it'd be very useful for my kind of stuff because everything here is made out of wood for the most part. Yeah. Yeah, they probably are cheap now. Last time I knew about them, they were kind of expensive, but everything's cheap now. Everything's made in China and cheap, so yeah, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, so 36.9, I think. Right now, everything's expensive to me just because I don't have a job and can't just frivolously buy whatever I want. Gotta be strategic with my money a little bit that I have to survive. I don't know, that's weird. I thought I had more pieces, but apparently not. I guess that's all I had, so I'll just cut my new piece. Oh, I guess I only cut 2. Whatever. I don't know. Brain's broken. I have a bigger square somewhere, but whatever this will do. Yeah, that's true. I don't actually, I don't mind if stuff breaks. Honestly, I haven't had that bad of luck with tools, even the garbage China stuff that I buy. So, yeah, like this table saw is a piece of junk, but I've used it for years and it's been fine. You know? It's good enough for what I need. If I was doing professional work, then obviously I would get better tools, but as a DIY hobbyist, very important to have good stuff, really. Just as long as it's relatively safe, you know, it's not going to kill you or explode in your face or something. Which hasn't happened yet. Maybe that will be a thing. Hopefully not, but pretty much all tools are dangerous if you don't use them properly anyway. I think it's 36.9, but I'm gonna double check. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky with my tools. Yeah, I'm just using the built-in OBS. It's using the GPU, so it's RN noise. It's the OBS filter, but yeah, I can't believe how much stuff it cancels out. It's completely insane. 36.7, I'm gonna go a little bit smaller. Try to see if it works. The thing that sucks though, I don't like using the noise cancellation because it also kind of clips the edge of my voice and makes it sound a little bit robotic or garbled sometimes. I don't have like a super expensive microphone anyway, but you know, I'd rather have my voice sound good. So whatever, who cares? Nobody really cares, but yeah, that's my main complaint about the noise cancellation is it kind of messes up my voice a bit. I have a crap voice anyway, so can't really do much better. Yeah, that's the main thing. Like with my all the sound I'm making, I'm a night owl, so I sleep in really late and stay up all night usually. So I do have neighbors that I try to be kind to and not making all this noise at night. So, but it's pretty annoying because that's when I prefer to work on it. Like it's way cooler outside. It's just nice because there's just less distractions. It's really, I find it very relaxing and calm to do things at night. But if it's too loud, then yeah, I'm like gonna annoy my neighbors. So try to be nice to them, you know. It's kind of sucks to have drama with the neighbors. So I try to treat them right. All right, so the reason I'm doing this anyway is to put these cement boards that I have on this wall over here, like that. So yeah, they just need something to attach to, like along the seam here. So that's what I'm putting these blocking in for, in case anybody was watching and wondering what in the world I'm doing. And the bottom part, like the bottom part comes down to, like we got a panel right here that goes down to about right there. And so because there's not very much left on the bottom, I just decided to do one big blocking all the way across, just so that it's fully supported down there. Tox? I don't know what Tox is. Is that torque screws or something? I don't know. But I use, yeah, I use these special screws that are made specifically for cement boards. But, all right. Oh, and these these things, maybe you're talking about these. The blocking I'm going to actually screw in there. I was just yeah, I'm going to screw these in for sure. I just haven't done it yet. I'm just kind of cutting and measuring them all. I'll just, mainly because I wanted to get the table saw stuff done as early as possible so I can put my table saw away and not have to worry about bothering the neighbors. And then some of this screwing stuff and drilling stuff I could maybe do inside the shop without making too much noise. So yeah, I was just doing all the cutting first, and then I'll move over to the drilling and screwing. But oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm not familiar with those, to be honest. The cement board that I'm using is only, it's only like this thick. I mean, it's really thin, so, but yeah. Okay, let's see. I guess I'm gonna go outside and clean up and get that. I think I'm done with the cutting for now. I'll just spend the rest of the stream trying to get these pieces of OSB attached properly. So let me go clean up outside, blow the dust off, and I'll probably be in here for the rest of the time. Boy. It's kind of cool that everybody kind of just does their own thing now. Like, you know, a couple generations ago, it would just be this very skilled trades people that would know about this stuff, but now because of YouTube and whatever, I guess it's mostly probably because of YouTube, people just learn how to do stuff themselves. So seems like most people know at least something about home improvement stuff, which is cool. It's probably very annoying to the professionals. They probably wish YouTube would go away, and I understand that. I might eventually be in that situation myself. I think it's better back then. I don't know. I think it's cool to learn skills and do it yourself. Obviously, some people try to do it themselves and they don't know what they're doing and they mess things up. There's still definitely a place for professionals, and there's a lot of people that don't have the time or interest to do it themselves, so they'll continue to pay pros. But I can't afford to pay anybody, so if I want stuff done, I have to do it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right. Like, people like me aren't gonna fail. Like, I'm pretty good with my hands, so I just keep learning, keep trying things. I might make little mistakes here and there, but none of it really matters, you know. I'm not building a masterpiece, just a simple job done. Good enough, do it good enough. I think I do a pretty good job, though. Honestly, in some ways, I do better than the pros because pros have time constraints. Like it's important for them to do things quickly so that their per hour fee is reasonable. Whereas me, I have no time constraints, so I could spend like months doing something that might take them a week. Yeah, exactly. Stuff I'm doing, though, is not rocket science. The stuff I'm doing requires much technical skills, really. Yeah, for sure. I enjoy it. I really like learning how to do this kind of stuff. Like I said before, no expert, so somebody could come by my stream and say, hey, you know, you're not doing this right, or you could do this better, and I would be like, yeah, you're probably right, but I don't really care. I try to do it as good as I can, but with the money constraints that I have, I can't buy the best tools or the best materials. Yes. Yeah, I tend to agree. But the better tools that you have, you know, you're going to get slightly better results. For the stuff I'm doing, though, you know, this cheap junk table saw is totally adequate. Never had any issues with it. But you never, I mean, it always seems fine until something goes wrong, and then maybe you wish you bought a better one, you know, like if some accident happens or whatever. So, but I've never had any problems so far. I think this thing is like less than $100 when I bought it, which that might, I don't know if that sounds like a lot or a little where you live, but that's cheap. Honey, Jared, I did nice. Yeah, all of my tools are very, very inexpensive. Oh, need to move the shelf. Sometimes it feels like I'm playing with kids' tools. Like sometimes, like when I was a kid, my dad bought me a set of tools that were so terrible. I actually still have some of those because they are trash, but they work. So anyway, sometimes I feel like that with my tools. I just have like the cheapest possible type, and so I don't know what anybody that watching my replays on YouTube thinks, but I don't really care. Oh, nice! So you actually built your table saw out of a circular saw. That's pretty sick. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube about those kind of conversions, like making a router table or something like that. I thought about trying something like that because there's times when I wish I had a router table. I have a really cheap router or a drill or something, and you could make a table around it or something. But sometimes it's just better just to buy the actual tool than if you have the money for it, you know. But it is fun to mess around with that kind of stuff. There's like no difference really between a circular saw and a table saw. So if you were able to figure out how to make that work, that's, you know, good for you. All right, that's good enough for now. Clean up the rest later. I'm gonna turn this camera off because I don't think I'll come out here. Nice. Yeah, I don't even have. I call the thing that I have a Dremel, but it's an off-brand China piece of junk. It's It's not an actual Dremel brand. Made in China, I'm sure. But yeah, I've got one of those too. I'm gonna give this phone a break. I think I'm done out here. I don't know, I could probably do some more cutting. It's not like dark outside yet, but I think I've got enough to work on there with those OSB pieces. Plus, eventually if I close the door, then I can maybe keep going for a while. So hopefully keep the noise at a minimum. Yeah, I don't know though. Would 3D printing filaments or materials be strong enough for something that rugged? I know they have like the metal filaments, but it's not really metal. It's just like plastic with metal fibers in it. So I think I would be afraid to use 3D prints for something of that magnitude. Something that needs to be really strong. Really? That's cool. Yeah, I've never had a 3D printer, so I don't know what its limitations are. Really? That's awesome. E-bike, huh? Yeah, that would be fun. That's the kind of stuff I would want to mess with. I don't care really about like fictional character figurines, stuff like that. I would want to make like actual practical working parts. So they'd have to be pretty strong for everything that I'd want to do. You have the I don't know the names. There's like the original kind platform 3D printers, and then the what are they, resin printers, where they have the big old tub of liquid or whatever. Nice. Yeah, I never really got into figurines, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense if you're into that. It just print your own and paint them, and I guess the only issue is if it's not from an official factory, then maybe it doesn't have the same collector value, but who cares? Like, if you're not in it for the money, then just make what you like, I guess. Should have done better blowing this dust off, but it's fine. Clean up job, I guess. Nice. Yeah, it'd be fun to print, to color them, I guess. I don't think I would be very good at the whole painting and airbrushing and all that stuff. Watched some streamers doing that, but I don't know if I'd have the skill to do that. But yeah, I'm a pretty pragmatic, practical guy, so most everything that I want has some actual purpose other than just looking cool, you know? All right. Now the part that I hate, pretty much despise trying to do this. I can't remember what screws I used on the other ones. Technically, I wouldn't need to use a super long screw, but I probably will. I think I did use the long ones. This is the kind of stuff, this stuff that I'm about to do where I'm just doing kind of hacks. Not necessarily doing it the right way, but it's a job. Yeah, I used to be. I mean, when I was younger, I was super into collectibles, mainly Batman stuff, because I really like Batman. I actually have a box right up there that's full of Batman figures and other collectibles, but yeah, I guess I just lost interest. I'm kind of thankful just because, yeah, it's like it can be a really expensive hobby to maintain. I have a friend that's really into Transformers and other robot type figurines. So anyway, let me see. What am I looking for? This is a masonry bit. Oh, I bought some new drill bits. I can't remember if I was using those last stream. Probably just thrown on the ground somewhere because I was kind of just trying to get that stuff done real quick so I didn't clean up after myself, so I have no idea where anything is. Yeah, no, it's cool, dude. Very cool. Definitely have respect for people that are into that and talented at it and stuff. I wouldn't know what to do with them if I had them because I don't like have any shelving or a cool place to display them. And oh, yeah. Right, little bits. Where are they? Get this camera out of my face as soon as possible. Last thing anybody wants to see. Those. Yeah, we all have our kind of silly hobbies, you know, like my thing lately has been the AI script writing. It just like takes up all my time. Like I stay up all night writing AI Python scripts. Most of it has like a practical purpose, but it's generally related to my content creation, which has no real purpose because I'm not like making money from it. It's just kind of filling time. That's kind of my time waster, I guess, just to do that stuff. Probably if I was married or something, wouldn't be doing any of this. Be focusing on other things, but really foresee that changing anytime. So I enjoy, I guess. I try to make it purposeful, though. I have no idea where those drill bits went. Maybe they're actually where they belong in here. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I totally forgot. I bought a bunch of used, rusty drill bits because I thought even if they don't really work that well, I might be able to sharpen them or something. Yeah, totally forgot. Yeah, these are like 25 cents each, so I saved a lot of money getting used drill bits. They might work, you know, well enough as they are, but if they're kind of dull, then at some point I'll try to sharpen them. Okay. I mainly got these so I could do like a countersink, because buying an actual countersink drill bit was expensive, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just keep using the bigger drills. What do you mean having hobby sucks now? Like what's different? What's changed? What's changed for them? I'm kind of disconnected from the youth, like not on purpose, but I don't know what life is like that for them necessarily, because I don't have any younger friends that kind of tell me what it's like. But I do somewhat feel bad for them just because of how the world has changed so much. But I guess if you've you know, if you're born into that, that's all you know. So you don't know any different. But yeah, I loved it. 80s and 90s. That was my time. I loved that era. Wish I could go back to that period of time. Let's see. This sucks. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's true. Like, a lot of stuff has become... Like, it used to be you would just buy a toy or a figure, and it just had its... It didn't necessarily have, like, a stupid value attached to it. Like, you know, everything's collectible. I guess the culture that I know about in that regard is the retro video games, because I always thought it'd be fun to try to get a Nintendo and some of the old cartridges or a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, whatever. But man, they're so expensive now because they're not. I remember when I could get like Sega Genesis games for $1 each or 50 cents even on the stupid games, but that's super annoying. I know a lot of people are really into like the collecting culture, and I guess they probably like that things have value. I'd rather have, I'd rather none of that exists. Yeah, I know, the new games are ridiculous for Switch 2. The Switch 2 feels kind of scammy to me, to be honest. It's ridiculous. Luckily, this ancient, rusty drill bit is not bad at all. I don't even think I need to sharpen it, at least not right now. Yeah, so I'm just doing kind of a hack pocket screw thing because I don't have an actual pocket screw drill bit. Otherwise I would do it that way, but I don't have money to buy that stuff right now. Plus I don't have a store near me. Yeah, it's annoying. It's the same with houses too. Like, I don't know about what it's like where you live, but here in the United States, like, houses have become collectible. Like, instead of like buying a house to live in and just use and be affordable, now they're like collector's items. So they're like stupid expensive. So a person that just wants to have a house to live in with their family can't afford it anymore. It's really irritating. I hate it. And I know collectible's not the right word. They call it an investment, you know. But it's just stupid. It ruins life for normal people. Nice. Man, you're a lucky dude. I should have done that when I was younger, because the houses used to be affordable. I actually found out that, like, just south of where I live, just in the middle of nowhere, there's still some cheap houses, but, you know, I don't know if I want to live so far away from the city, but I actually like living out in the middle of nowhere, but if you need to buy groceries and stuff, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, houses are so expensive. Ridiculous. I should have a house by now, but I don't. Sadly, I'm just living at my parents' place. They have a small cabin. Something they inherited from their parents. So it's not like they're rich or something, but it's nice that I'm able to stay here. Yeah, I've always been a Nintendo guy. Just I don't really like the super realistic, dark, violent, oriented games. I'm more into just like something that just makes me happy. I get depressed easily, so Nintendo, just their colorful, you know, mascot type Mario, Zelda, Metroid, you know, that Castlevania. That's always been my Donkey Kong. All that's been my vibe. Once everything became all 3D and hyper realistic, I kind of checked out of the gaming world. Yeah, that sounds about right. There we go. Looks good. Yeah, I remember back in the day getting like I don't know if you had these same magazines, but like Game Pro and Electronic Gaming Monthly, always hearing the rumors, what was coming out next. Those were the days like before the internet. That was good life, good times. But everybody says that about, you know, their time when they were a kid, and then things change. It's not necessarily that everything gets worse. It's just what you're familiar with, you know. Good memories. Nice. Yeah, I don't even think they make magazines anymore here. It's all just online stuff. Can't make money selling magazines these days. Yeah. I never had Nintendo Power, but I bought some of the Game Pro magazines and Electronic Gaming Monthly. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Those are back in the days when they had free demo CDs inside the magazines. Forgot about that stuff. I was more into stuff back in the cartridge days anyway, so all the disc media systems, I don't have much of those. Although I do currently have a PlayStation 3 and a Wii U. I never have the latest systems. I like kind of a couple generations behind, and I don't really ever play them unless my friends come over, which is pretty rare. Yeah, Pokemon never appealed to me for some reason. Yeah, it's always awesome to see the latest thing coming out. I had a friend that was really into video games, so I didn't have to buy as much myself. I could just go over to his house because he had all the latest systems. Most of the time I would just watch him play stuff because I got kind of out of things as soon as it got all 3D, but I watched a lot of games back in the day, mostly just watching my friend play them. Yeah, it's always fun when you have a friend that spends all the money so you don't have to. You just benefit from his hobbies. Yeah, I had a Nintendo, and then later, like this was after, way after Super Nintendo was popular and stuff. Like I bought a Super Nintendo like way long time after it was being sold, and bought some games when they were still cheap. But and then I had a Sega Genesis. Actually, my parents actually bought me a Sega Genesis, which is Mega Drive for some people, when that actually first came out. So that was kind of the only system that I had when it happened, basically. And then I did have a what is it called? Game Boy Advance and a Nintendo DS many years ago. Those were awesome. Really like the Castlevania games on those systems. I had access to pretty much every console, though. My friend had all the Xboxes and PlayStations, and one of my friends had an Atari Lynx, so I could play like the, you know, the what do you call them? TurboGrafx 16. I could play those games, sort of, and right? No, I guess Atari Lynx was its own thing, but there were some cool games on there too. But then, yeah, my friend had a Game Gear, and he basically had everything. He had a Nintendo 64, everything. So I just played his stuff. Really? I've never even heard about that. That's crazy. Floppy disk on a Super Nintendo. That's insane. Doesn't even seem like it would work. That's amazing. No, I don't think I ever heard about that. Oh man, I would have been all about that if I knew about that back then. That would have been awesome. Of course, now everything's on emulation, but I never know what to do about that. Just all the legal concerns and stuff. Especially as a streamer, you know. Alright, got those in. Next section. Stuff needs to move somehow. Yeah, I'll have to check it later. I can't click on links from this phone. It might not even let you do it on Kick. I don't really know. But feel free to try, and I'll check it out later. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I can change that. No, not from this phone. Oh man. Ugh. Get this shelf out of the way. Did I not cut this one, or did it fall down somewhere? There it is. Camera angle still looks good. Seems fine. Okay, I remember hearing about that, but that was an actual thing though, right? Like an actual released product. Yeah, I've heard of the Famicom disk system, but I thought you were talking about like more of like a hack thing. I mean, well, it sounds like you were. So that must have been a little different, or maybe because I know there was an actual released Famicom disk thing, but maybe people figured it out how to hack it or something. Yeah, I don't think I ever heard about people hacking that, but I knew about that thing. We didn't have that here though. None of the Famicom stuff was available in the United States unless you had special access to Japanese stuff. Oh, sick, yeah. Oh, cool. Back before the internet, that was probably quite a bragging right or a challenge to be able to figure out how to hack the ROMs and stuff. I've never actually seen what the physical devices look like that, you know, read the cartridges and stuff and copy the data. Yep. I know like a lot of countries had bootleg cartridges somehow. I don't know how they made them, but kind of impressive that they figured out how to manufacture all the chips and plastic cartridges and stuff. We didn't really have a lot of that here in the US, probably because it was so heavily regulated or something. I don't know. But I remember, like, for example, when I went to Brazil, there was tons of people with just like piles of cartridges on the street corners, you know, selling them for really cheap. I was tempted to buy some when I was there, but I didn't really know much about it at the time. But I think they were all bootleg, no actual official release cartridges. Nice. To be honest, I would like to live in a place like that where the stupid copyright laws aren't quite as enforced. I mean, I understand the value of the copyright laws, but I don't know. It's kind of annoying at the same time. I guess if you're the one making the games, you might, you know, actually hope that they enforce the copyright so you can make some money, but since I don't make games, I'm kind of on the other side of it. That's funny. So all the games that you saw were bootleg. That's weird. That actually pulled that stud out a little bit. I wonder if that's not attached very well or something. unless that was my imagination, I thought I saw the bottom of that like pull out. That's kind of weird. It's not very flat against the wall, that's for sure. That might cause me some minor issues when I put the cement board on, but I'm just gonna ignore it because I don't want to deal with it right now. $1 disc, that's sick. That's awesome. Was there when they did those whatever hacks or bootlegs, was there ever times when the disc like had some kind of error in it, or it always worked just as good as the original? Maybe you didn't know if you didn't see any originals, but nice. Were the consoles also like not official Sony or Nintendo releases that somebody manufactured where you live, or was the actual hardware original? It's not as tight as I would like it to be, but hopefully it'll still work all right. Oh, I see. Yeah, back in the day, like around before Nintendo, I think, or around the same time, my dad had a Commodore 64. I don't know if you know what that is, or if you had those there, but those were 5.5 or 5.25 floppy. The floppy drive system, and so all the games came on floppy disks, and my dad had some kind of program that was able to copy the floppies. Most of the games that we had were not legitimate. Oh really? You just like burn a CD? That's crazy. Yeah, I remember some of the systems had proprietary discs, so you could just use CD or DVD or whatever. I wouldn't necessarily say those were the days in the sense of all those multiple floppy discs that you had to load in. That was pretty annoying, but good memories anyway. I need to get this out a little bit. Maybe it'll be fine. That'll work. This is definitely not the most efficient way to do this, but I'm just using what I have. nice. Oh man, getting tired. I'll probably finish these blocks and then not sure if I'll continue. I could I can't put these cement boards in because I didn't do the last. I needed to do one more panel over there or insert that special stud for the last spot. So I'm not going to actually install these cement boards today because of that. But I might, if I feel like it, I might finish these spots that need to be filled in on the top and bottom around the window and stuff. We'll see how motivated I am after I'm done with this. I've never known anything about networking. I wish I did. Like I did web design and stuff, you know, has some similarities, but people always ask me if I could help them with their Wi-Fi or their home network. I'm like, nope, I don't know anything about that. Ugh. A useful skill. Probably have hacker skills too. I don't have any hacker skills. So I'll turn this light off just so that this cord is not. And I'll just tuck it up. It'll do the trick. All right, getting close. I'm kind of feeling, ouch. I don't know what just put my knee on, but that's staple. Could be wearing knee pads, but I don't got none. Probably in the stream after I finish these. Not really feeling like continuing. Yeah, I've actually bought I got annoyed with that stuff and I actually bought like a HDMI switcher. So I can plug all my stuff in the back of the HDMI switcher and it automatically detects which one is on and switches the display, which is pretty nice. They probably have the same thing for DisplayPort. I don't really have any DisplayPort stuff. Most of mine is HDMI. I mean, I think a couple of my monitors have DisplayPort on them, but maybe I am using that, to be honest. But that's not what I use the HDMI switcher for. I use that for my big TV to switch gaming consoles and stuff like that. I don't really do a lot of gaming, but I still have the setup for it. Right, one more. Do all these? I think so, yeah. This one's super loose. Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, the HDMI ones are pretty cheap. I didn't realize that was more complicated with DisplayPort. Yeah, thankfully, I think you can just switch between HDMI and DisplayPort because I have a couple adapter cords that switch between those. I don't know if it like carries the sound or not. I haven't really paid attention because I don't use the sound on my monitors. I think they have sound, but yeah. Yeah, I pretty much buy all that kind of stuff on Amazon for cheap. I don't get like fancy brand names. Oh, I see the staples in the way. See if I can get over that. Still haven't gotten a drawing tablet. I'd like to get one, but I don't really have a big need for it. But every once in a while, when I want to do some kind of digital art thing, just, I don't know, using a mouse kind of sucks, but in reality, I don't really have a big need for one. I just want one. It's one of those unnecessary things. I have a really old Wacom tablet that doesn't have a display on it. It's just like the 4-inch basic kind. This one's really loose. It's not very good, but oh well. Yeah, I like the ones that's a display on it though, because for me, just the hand-eye coordination, there's a disconnect when I'm not drawing on the screen. I would prefer the display ones. I know you don't need it, but I used the one I have for years, but it's kind of weird when you have multiple displays too, because it doesn't really stretch the aspect ratio quite right. And the old software drivers and stuff for the one I have don't really work that well on the modern system with multiple displays. I mean, it kind of works, but it's not great. I'm also running Linux, which makes everything more complicated. I don't know, man. I think you might not be able to relate though, because you have like high-level skills. Because that's actually my experience. It's not just talk. Like that's what I feel like when I'm using the one without the display. you know, because you actually have the ability to put your cursor on top of what you're looking at. Whereas without the display on there, you have no direct feedback to what you're doing. You know, it's kind of, anyway, it's hard to explain, but you know what I'm talking about. Out of anybody in the world, you would know what I'm talking about. All right, so that's done. Oh man, that hurts. Crouching down that long. I think I might actually just stop there. I could, like I said, I could continue working on the cutting the boards for over here, but I'm just kind of like want to take a break. So there's a chance I might come back out here later, but you started with those, yeah. But I bet now that you've here's the real argument though. Now that you have the display one, I bet you wouldn't want to go back to the old one. So just got to think of it from that angle. All right, man. It's good talking. Thanks for hanging out so long. Didn't expect you to hang out in my boring stream, but it's much appreciated. It's good to catch up. Hope you're doing good, and glad to hear you got some stuff going on in life that sounds positive and happy and all that, so I'm happy for you. But yeah, I'm gonna head out, so I'll catch you later. Blessings to you and your family and friends and all that down there. So you want the old one? Weird. All right, well, I'm gonna head out, so we'll catch you later. Cool, man. Catch you later. I'm not really ending the stream right this second because I have to walk physically inside to end the stream. Actually, technically, I can end it from out here, but I usually do it in there. It's just my habit. Wow, it's dark outside. All right, we'll catch you later. I'll give you like 20 seconds on whatever song happens to be playing, and then I'll end the stream.